A common thing that I've heard some of the most successful people say is, I listen to the voice inside of me. And I always get frustrated because let me tell you, my intrusive thoughts are out of this world. And the crazy thing is, I still analyze those intrusive thoughts. So I would always get frustrated because if I listen to my intrusive thoughts, one week I'd be climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. The next I'll be training to become a monk in the Himalayan mountains, then training to become a pastor, then training to become a Formula One driver. But in 2022, I had this subtle voice. It whispered to me. It wasn't loud, it wasn't demanding. It was like a slight breeze in my ear. That voice told me that it wasn't right for me to go to uni at that time. And to my parents' grief, in fact, a lot of my relatives, teachers, even my friends' parents, to their grief, I listened to that voice. And 2 years down the line, it has taken me down a different path for sure, but I wouldn't change it for the world. Because I've learned so much and God has clearly led me to this point. And this is all because I listened to that quiet voice that was nudging me. See, whether this quiet voice in us is our voice or it's a voice from God, I don't know. But what I do know is that sometimes God communicates to us through this subtle voice. Yesterday, while I was reading my Bible in the morning, I had the random thought to walk to the church at 4. See, I never have those thoughts. And when I do, I'll probably just brush it off and be like, it's just another intrusive thought. See, this voice, it wasn't particularly loud. In fact, if it was any other day, I wouldn't have listened to it. I only had the thought once. It wasn't this reoccurring thought. It was just a thought that I had once. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go. So I went. And while I was there, I don't know how to explain without sounding weird, but like I was being pushed to read a certain book in the Bible. It's actually 1 Corinthians. I didn't finish it. But as I was reading it, the chapters were applying directly to the situation I was in. And I could see that God wanted me to read up until that point. Then just as I got to the point where I was finishing what was applicable for my current situation, the kindest lady walked into the church and she was like, come pray with me. And at first I was like, this is weird. I've never met you. But she was like, come pray with me. And she urged me to come pray with her. So first she asked me to pray for something that she was going through. Secondly, she asked me to pray. No, not even secondly. Then she started praying she started praying for me. And I kid you not, she was praying about exactly what I was praying about for the past 2 days. I kid you not, exactly what I was praying about. She started praying about it. And she used the exact same phrase that I kept on using. And in that moment, I truly realized that God listens to my prayers. I know we all know that God listens to our prayers, but when you truly realize that He listens to your prayers, it's something different. My friend Mark had told me that sometimes God sends people into our life to come like angels, and I truly believe that was the case. That whole situation came about because I listened to this quiet voice, which I now know was God. So if I have any advice for you, pay attention to that quiet, subtle voice. You'll be surprised what comes out of it.